You heard it here first. Ryan Garcia, who once ambushed Jake Paul and told him to sign the contract. A phrase, incidentally, that Mike Tyson is now using to hype the fight between himself and Paul while appending "baby" to the end, has now secretly joined forces with his once supposed nemesis, said fuckface, Jake, that bratty neighborhood kid with incessant and insulty diarrhea lips and an obviously permanent heart wound he'd received repetitively from someone no doubt very close to him and loved, Paul. And of the two of them, the YouTuber cum simultaneous circus ringleader and performer in the guise of a fake real fighter, co-opted Garcia's energy and, like a real fake fighter, Bruce Lee might have done with the kinetic energy of an advancing opponent, turned King Ry's threat energy around by persuading him there was a better, smarter, more lucrative option, which is a classic con man move when encountering a force he cannot match. Wait. Instead of us banging heads, I've got an idea that'll 100x your current payoffs. Hear me out. Of course, that conversation, as it very likely happened, was the start of a burgeoning behind-the-scenes business arrangement between Garcia and Paul, and one in which Paul has mentored Garcia in the art of the spectacle. The trajectory of their goofy agenda can now be plainly seen by anyone who can read between the lines. Take, for example, Ryan Garcia's recent sojourn into public madness, which all sprang onto the scene conveniently in the run-up to his much ballyhooed fight with Haney. If that whole exaggerated, telegraphed act of self-promotion didn't have Jake Paul stamped all over it, then may the King of Kings toss me in a spiritual dungeon and shackle me with chains of, oh, I don't know, some sort of fitting material. Can't you just hear Paul spinning the plan on the fly for a now eager Garcia who had just sunk to his lowest place as a fighter, having lost badly to Tank Davis? People everywhere were calling Garcia super overrated. Combine that with the stories about Garcia's trouble with and distaste for certain aspects of his relationship with Golden, put some fucking respect on it, Boy Promotions and Oscar de la Hoya, not to mention the apparently unrepentant and problematic Bernard Hopkins. Garcia, who had looked up to his longtime co-talent Canelo Alvarez, must have been taken aback when Alvarez waved adios to Golden Boy and now calls de la Hoya a motherfucker to his face. Ahem. Testing. 1, 2, testing. 1, 2. So Garcia, too, had very likely seen the writing on the wall at Golden Boy Promotions. He may be just biding his time, waiting for a moment when his contract is escapable. Who knows, maybe he'll jump ship over to Most Valuable Promotions. MVP. Jake Paul's silly but ineluctably lucrative fight-making organization with its equally and aptly silly MVP belt. Respected by exactly no one, and looking like it was created by a 10-year-old cake designer with clumsy fingers. Lord knows Ry-Ry could probably make a killing at MVP, what with his demonstrated aptitude for dignity-wilting, shameless self-promotion, even if it means exploiting his own known and admitted history of mental and/or emotional issues. I mean, he says he hatched up the scheme all on his own, sometime before the Haney fight, and laughs it off now with a, "Come on, did you really think I was crazy?" But honestly, the combination, no pun intended, of Garcia's recent uber-bravado, unrestrained put-downs of the opponent and team, and the airing of many an "I might be crazy" set of opinions on the most controversial of topics, all start to smack of mega Pauline influence. And we know just how much of an influencer, shit-souled, jakey, hushed allegations Paul really is. I would not bet against the idea that Paul spun it his way for Garcia to capitalize on his known history of mental or emotional instability, which instability has actually cost him many tens of thousands, if not more, of dollars in lost revenue from the one fight he bailed on, and subsequently seeking counseling instead in an effort to boost and reinforce his own well-being. Plus, such issues really help sell the new narrative of Ry-Ry being a little or a lot cray-cray. Ry-Ry Kray Kray. In any event, mark my words, we'll likely soon find out, especially if some worth-their-salt investigative reporter does their job and uncovers it, that there really was some sort of nefariously collusive partnership going on between Team Jake Hole Appalling and Team No Really, there's no partnership, Garcia, just wait, you'll see.